Hey everybody, welcome back to our neck of the woods. So today's video, as promised in the last video, we've got some lighting to talk about, and I think we're also going to go ahead and get our first windows installed. Stay tuned. Okay, so in the last video, I probably should have waited about 20 minutes because the first sets of lights showed up. Again, they were supposed to be here Monday or Tuesday, but that may have been for the Amazon and the highlight lights that we're getting for the inside of the garage. But these ones I ended up ordering from Home Depot online, and they ended up showing today. So these are gonna be the lights that we install in the pot lights on the outside of the soffits. Now, as I mentioned before, we bought a bulb, hung it out there and tried it before, and I didn't really know that Halo made a light for their fixture because my father-in-law was getting everything for me and I hadn't researched it yet. So we just ended up buying an LED kind of floodlight. It was 150 watt, 3000 Kelvin, and Aaron said it was way too bright. One bulb basically lit up the entire front of the garage. So way too bright. And she didn't like the 3000 Kelvin. It was a daylight rating, and we just don't like white light. We like more of a yellow. And this one they're calling a warm light at 2700 Kelvin. So we'll wait for tonight to turn these on to show you guys what they look like. But I think they're gonna be definitely a little bit better, especially because they're only 65 watts and 720 lumen. The bulb that we had was 150 watt and 1500 lumen. And before we bought that bulb, I don't even know if that bulb would have worked. At 150 watts, the Halo lights or fixtures up there say they're only rated for 75 watts. But the thing is that may be a 150 watt bulb, but because it's LED, it's only drawing 19 watts total. So to me, that says that bulb could have been used in that fixture, but again, for safety, this one's only a 65 watt. Halo says that's a 75 watt rated housing, so this 110% will work. And as you can see, it's cool that it screws in like a normal light bulb, but it's got a plug that you can go ahead and take out and replace. These spring-loaded things keep it up in the fixture so they don't fall down. It's got a gasket material on here, so when we push it up in there against the soffit, it'll kind of pinch in between the soffit and kind of keep some bugs and some stuff out from getting up inside of there. The only thing that's not super great about them is that the fixture is white, and Aaron and I want to paint the soffits and all that stuff the color of the house. So when you're looking up there, you're just gonna see a bright white fixture. So hopefully it's plastic, it's easily paintable. Obviously I'm not gonna paint the light bulb, but the outside white, we can go ahead and paint that. And again, it takes the color well and it matches, but we're gonna wait for tonight and install these. I'm gonna take that little 1 foot plug that I was talking about. I'll cut the wire back, twist tie them together, stick it into the extension cord, and then we'll be able to turn this on and light it up at nighttime. So it'll be a first time our house has some lights. It'll be kind of cool to see tonight. And then again, on Monday or Tuesday, we'll go ahead and get the garage lights. We'll do the exact same thing, but we'll only install one of them because they're on a plug. They're not gonna be hardwired, so I can't turn them all on at once. But we'll put a extension cord up there, plug those in, see what it looks like down here in the garage, lighting everything up for the first time here too. And then we can actually even work at night, having an extra extension cord up there and lighten up this entire garage. And that'll be extremely cool and extremely satisfying to see for a change. But again, if we install these, pop these in right now, sometime this week, I'll get my dad out here to help me. We'll go ahead and install this first window and see how that goes. So stay tuned and we'll be back in a little bit. Oh, welcome back. The anticipation is killing me. Sun is almost down, but all the lights are installed. Everything's kind of ready to go. I feel like I'm going to be Clark Griswold on Christmas Vacation doing a drum roll and then plugging it in and nothing will work. But we'll see. I'm pretty confident it's not that difficult. It's only a few lights. But real quick on the inside of the garage here, I got one more wire run. I got the entire back all wired up. And that third wire over there is now going up over to here, where we will punch out, if you can see it, there's 2 wires right here. We're gonna punch out the side of this garage right here up top, and we're gonna put a light out there, ran another wire all the way over there and punched out again. And yes, I did go ahead and fix all of the boxes. They're all flush mounted now. Or not flush mounted, but flush mounted to the tabs, to the studs, so it sticks out 3/8 of an inch. They're all properly coming up from above, dropping down in the boxes with the clips. So everything should pass inspection now, and I believe Erin and I did talk about it, and it looks like we are gonna just do 2 lights on the side of the garage. She's not really for a light here in the middle of the 2 garages, and again, she wants the wood up there. So there's not really a spot to put a light up all the way at the peak when we want like a timber framing coming down and going across there. So looks like just 2 lights out here, 3 on the front of the garage. And I did decide, because the porch is so short, if you add up these lights real quick, we're looking at about 10 foot 7 inches or so spanning in between them. So I put this wire out here where these 3 are all connected. So that's the one that I have to plug in to turn these on. But if you look right here, the porch is only 12 foot deep. So it doesn't make sense to put 2 pot lights in, because that'll be clumping them up really tight, because again, over there you got 10 foot 7. So halfway on this deck, if I put 1 pot light right here up in this soffit, if you measure from that pot light over to the next closest pot light over there, you actually get right around 11 inches. So everything is pretty much spaced out evenly. Even though it's not running down the side of the house, it's coming out this way. On your diagonal, you still got almost 11 feet splitting them up. And those are bright enough, I think, that 1 light should light up all the way to the front of the deck over to the house, and it should light up all of this area, and that should be enough. And then we probably will put some, like I said, inside of the scissor trusses. We'll do like a chandelier or something that hangs down in the middle. We're still gonna have 2 lights on each side of the main door. So 1 over there, 1 over there. I think you call them sconces. So there'll be 2 there, a chandelier that hangs down, and then again, we'll put a single pot light on this side of the porch, and right in the middle. And then I think we'll just do 1 single one right here in the middle, maybe over top of that window. It's not exactly gonna be even though, so I don't know. I'll have to measure out and see what 10, 11 feet is. Might have to go more in the middle of the outside of the house to the inside of that window and split it right in the middle, and then measure that distance out and see what that is. But I don't know, we'll see. But hang tight, sun's almost down, and we'll see what these things look like. All right, it is nighttime. The camera cannot see a thing. You guys can't see me at all. It's actually pretty bright out right now. There's a half moon right now, and there's not a cloud in the sky. So I'm gonna give the camera to Erin facing the house. And let me walk over here, fingers crossed. We don't Clark Griswold this thing. You wanna do a drum roll?
Hold on. Okay, what?
She's not. I'm on microphone walking away, so you can't hear her on camera. But like I said, it's pretty light outside right now. I can see everything. And, well, great, I'm not gonna be able to see the hole for the outlet. Hold on. All right, there it is, lined up, and we are on, and it works. Well.
Hot damn.
I can't hear you.
I'm telling you, hot damn.
Well, they're definitely more yellow. I like the 2700. They're not that bright. I do like that they have this angle going on, so they're not like too flat and like lighting everything up. But
I think it's nice.
That's not bad. So yeah, if we put a sidewalk in coming down from right here, let's say. See, we definitely need one more that I was talking about. I told the viewers this, I didn't tell you yet, but each one of these lights are spaced out almost 11 feet apart. If we put one single light halfway on the porch right here, straight up, so only one on this soffit, that'll put you at almost 11 feet from that light over to halfway to here. So they'll all be spaced out kind of evenly. So that was my idea, just to put one right here, and you can see it is kind of getting dark over in here. So if we do one more here, that'll bring this light out to probably at least to the edge of the porch. So if we swing the concrete out this way, pretty much like right where you are, and we bring the concrete straight through there, you'll have safety and lighting up the sidewalk going all the way to the garage. So that should work. What do you think?
I think it looks really good. Do you like it?
Yeah. Like I said, they're not too bright.
No.
Here, run out there with the, run down the driveway. Like with your pole it did. See what it looks like. Here, stop here, turn around. I mean, even out here you have light. And we're probably a good, I don't know, what would you say? That's probably a good 30 feet away from the garage, and you still got light out here. But again, that half moon it's really lighting things up also.
Well, they're not dim. It looks good.
Did you think they were gonna be dim?
I don't know.
I mean, I'd like to compare that other bulb being 150 watt versus 65 watt. Oh, and just to tell you guys real quick, these bulbs, I said that 150 watt LED had a power of only 19 watts, even though it's labeled as 150. These bulbs are rated at 9.5 watts for 65 watts. So I think 9.5 watts, that's gonna go forever. In fact, I think they say 15 or 20 years or something on them that they would last. I don't know if that's, you know, on and off for 15 years or if they just ran non-stop for 15 years, but that's crazy. Huh?
Too far out now.
What do you think?
A little dot of light.
Oh, yeah, you guys can't see all the way out here, but it looks good. I mean, we can see everything. All right, cool. Here, can't say anything. All right, welcome back for another day. It's Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed that light video as much as I did yesterday. They look super awesome. They look totally cool. But a good thing, it's Sunday and we can do one more video for you guys tonight. The Hyperlight showed up. I kept calling it a highlight, but it's called Hyperlight. And again, I went with the 150 watt, 5,000 Kelvin, and this thing is huge. It's pretty much all steel / aluminum housing, so it's actually pretty heavy, pretty large. Comes with a steel safety cable. Obviously that's going to be needed because of how heavy it is, but it comes with a standard plug, and I think that's about it. So this shepherd hook basically has a safety screw on it that once you put it through like an eyelet that we'll put up in one of the trusses, you screw that tight so it can't ever come undone. And then if you do another hook with the safety hook, that'll be a little bit more power or a little bit more protection to make sure, I guess, nothing happens. But I'm gonna wait to install that. I did plug it into the RV, and it's like a spotlight. The entire RV just lit up inside. So who knows, maybe we only need 2 of them, maybe 4 will be overkill. But tonight I'll go ahead and hang it up there, run the extension cord up there, we'll turn it on and see how it looks in here. But that's a good thing, because tonight, or right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on starting to wire up some of the outlets. And we went to the store and got several more because we only had GFIs ordered for my father-in-law. We also got this light here. This is gonna go up in the attic. So 5,000 lumens it says. 60 watt, and actually that's a perfect example right now of what we need it for. So up in our attic space, that's going to be pretty dark, but you can see one light has some pretty good light output, so we should only need one up there. And then we got the box for it, we got the screw-on cover for it, and then again we went with 20 amp heavy duty outlets called Decora, which my father-in-law is like, oh, those are the expensive ones. Well, yeah, I want the biggest industrial ones that they make. So if we're constantly plugging in, you know, electrical extension cords and stuff, I want these things to last a long time out here in the garage. We also got some switches. Unfortunately, I don't have any ICF boxes yet. Those have to be a special kind, so they're not so deep. And they've got extra like winglets on the side to like dig into the foam, so they hold in a lot better since you're not nailing into a stud. So spent another like $150, $200 at Home Depot just now. So right now I'm gonna get working on outlet number 1 for the GFI, and then run it down just for regular, the Decora 20 amp outlets. And then we'll wait for darkness, and then we'll go from there. So stay tuned. So I think the GoPro froze again, so we're gonna try and do this. But I think we've got the first one. Don't quote me on this. Still gonna send pictures, make sure that it's done right. But on the top of the outlet, where this side with the gold is labeled as black, this side with the silver is labeled as white, and then of course the green on the bottom is labeled ground. On this GFI, this is number 1, so the GFI is going to feed all the regular outlets, and the way coming from the box and the way that it says, the top ones are basically coming from the power source, and then the bottom ones with, there was a sticker covering up saying that you have to use this spot. I don't know where they went. But it says a sticker that says you have to use these spots for feeding the other ones, or else it's not going to be a GFI. So again, black and white on the bottoms coming from the cord from the right hand side. That will then feed on down. And then because the ground only has one spot, I went ahead and pigtailed them together. First twisted them together, then used the twist tie. So now you've got both of your grounds feeding in to just a single spot over here. And I believe that is outlet number 1. So we got to continue down and go down and do some more. All right, it's nowhere near as dark as it was last night, but I'm not going to hold you guys in suspense and waiting in the dark. I've already been playing with it. It is really bright, as you can now see. So I've got it sitting in the garage exactly in the middle. It does obviously a decent amount of light. Some complaints I've seen online though is you can't look up and see it at all. In fact, it's almost like you have to walk around in the garage with your head down like this. And the company tries to take more money from you by selling a globe that basically goes up on it. It's translucent, and then it'll just kind of blast the light everywhere. So probably have to buy some of those. But as you can see, one light dead center, definitely like a 30 by 30 pattern in here, but nowhere near bright enough. When you get over here, like in this corner, back corner over there, it's not going to be enough light. So I think 4 is going to be the way to go. And if you set them evenly, front to back, spaced out between each other, and side to side, that will give you a lot better light. Like for example, if I'm working on the tractor right here, so you got a lot of dark spots in here that you can't see. Well, I can, I don't know if you can, but it's not that bright. So if we're working on the tractor, like right here in the center, and it's not directly overhead, you've got light coming in from the side, then obviously you can see a lot better going in there, and everywhere that you can obviously see a bunch of shadows and stuff. So I think 4, again, will be the way to go. I'll go up there and measure out where exactly they need to be. But when the other one gets here, probably Monday or Tuesday, I'll split them up a little bit and see how that looks for 2 and 2, but I think 4 is going to be the way to go. And then, sorry, GoPro died again, but we got the first GFI in. That's the first one. Feeds over to the second one. That's just a regular 20 amp outlet. And then we'll go up there and do the garage door, and the other ones. But pretty simple install. You're just doing black to black, white to white. And unfortunately, again, because of the grounds only have one input, I am kind of doing a pigtail on those. So taking all 3 of them, putting them together, twisting hard, then putting a locking cap on it or a twist on for those. And then the single ground wire will go to the ground. I guess you could do that for all 3 of them. You could put a pigtail on all of them, but because each outlet does have 2 black sides, 2 white sides, and each screw has 2 inputs for each wire. So technically, I guess, one of those outlets, you could put 4 wires on each side, 2 wires to 1 screw, 2 wires to 1 screw, but that gets very busy. That's when I think you want to start pigtailing. But when you're only dealing with 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, I think you can just use regular screws. I'll send a picture to my father-in-law to verify that's accurate, but like I said, pretty straightforward install. And then I also did get the upper light installed, nailed the fixture to the truss. Because that fixture is fiberglass and the screw-in part for the light bulb is plastic, there is no grounding anywhere in that box. So you just install the black wire to the gold, the neutral white wire to the silver screw, and then you leave the ground wire just kind of twisted up in there, and you don't have to touch it because nothing's going to get hot or conduct electricity if you were to get your hand up in there and touch the fixture and stuff. But I'm not going to install the light bulb yet, and that is because we have a massive hole in the roof. So right where the ridge cap's going to go, that is going to rain down on there. If it rains and any other snow, when it starts to melt, it's pretty much going to go straight down on top of that fixture. So there's nothing to rust out. I'm not worried about that. The quicker the snow melts, though, we can get the ice and water shield on, and then we'll be fully waterproofed in on the roof. And then I will take some ice guard and go up and over the ridge cap to completely block that for now. And then when we're ready for the roof, we'll go ahead and cut that ice guard out and give you back your like 1 to 2 inch hole where heat will go up and escape. But I want to have that completely covered for now until the metal roof gets on. Oh, that sucks. 12-2 wire and having 2 going into 1 box, not fun. But I did get kind of a prelim done by texting my father-in-law, and it looks like everything's done correctly. So again, on the GFCI, coming from the panel, you'll put your white and black on your white and black side, and the outlets are labeled and they are also color coded. So the hot side, which is the black, has the gold screws. The neutral side, which is the white side, has the silver screws. So on the GFCI on the top, it says put your from panel wires going onto the top, and on the bottom there's a sticker that wraps around it that they don't want you to use it unless you turn it over and look, and it says these bottom ones are for the next outlet over so that it's GFCI protected. And then again, white on white side, black on black side. And every single one of these needed the 2 ground wires coming from each wire to have a pigtail end. So twist all 3 of them together, leave a single one going out, and that will attach to the ground. The GFCI outlet allowed for the ground to go straight in and then twist the screw down, but all of the non-GFIs, it really wasn't a nice straight in shot, so I shepherd hooked it, and that way you put it around the screw and then screw the ground down. But all of the other ones, no shepherd hooks needed. You could put the wires directly in and screw them down. And then he did confirm, I said there's probably 3 ways that you could do this. I guess maybe not by code, I don't know, depending where you live. Technically, you could pigtail all 3 wires so that way only 3 wires are actually touching the outlet. Not for the GFI, but for the non-GFIs. So that way the ground would go to ground and you'd only have 1 white and 1 black. He said, no, that's not preferred. Another way, I guess, is you could put 2 blacks to 1 screw, 2 whites to 1 screw, and then of course you would still need the pigtail on the ground. Again, he said no, not the preferred method. And the way that I did it is the way he said is preferred, and hopefully that is code. And that is 1 black to 1 gold, 1 black to 1 gold, 1 white to silver, 1 white to silver, and again, pigtail the ground going in. So that way you've got 5 wires actually touching the outlet, and they're all on their own individual screw except for the ground. So apparently I did it correctly. We'll just wait and see when the inspectors come out and have me pull them out and take a look. So I think I'm done. There's nothing to do with the lights. I don't have the boxes again to fit in the ICF, and I don't have my outside lights that Aaron has picked. Those are on back order. So it'll be a minute before we can start punching out and going out that way. And I guess that's it for the garage electric until we get this panel completely done. Figuring out what's gonna go where. When we get the panel on the inside of the house and we bring out the main wiring to go up here and figure out, oh, he said by code, an outlet box has to go here. So we'll probably take another piece of plywood, screw it into the Fox lettering right here for the reinforcement strap that you can see. We'll probably go over to here and screw into this one also. And then that way we can install I think you need a GFCI outlet also here to go onto the panel. And then over here, we're gonna go ahead and do a 240 outlet. Or maybe we'll do it over here. Just depends where my big compressor is gonna be, because I've got a 60 gallon compressor that runs off 240 as opposed to that little 110. But if that big compressor goes right here, we'll probably put the 240 over here. And then again, you'll need a GFCI on the outlet also. Not exactly sure why, I'll ask him, but that'll be it for the garage. So fingers crossed this weekend we go ahead and get the windows installed, and I guess it's gonna be a pretty warm week throughout the days. So maybe all the snow will melt. We'll have to get all this protected because it's gonna rain like crazy in here. And then we'll go from there. So hang tight, and we'll see you guys back in a daytime, and we'll knock out another project. So what the heck am I doing? Well, the propane tank is out of propane, and I can actually move it by hand. Don't even need the tractor because it's pretty light. I'm just gonna shimmy it over, and it's sitting on some concrete blocks that I need to move, and that's where the concrete blocks are gonna go. I need to get it level, you know, front and back, side to side. And the reason why I'm moving the propane tank over to here now is because I got a hold of a local guy who's got a ditch digger, and he quoted me roughly $1 a foot, and that's not bad because 350 bucks is going to be about the price of an excavator, plus all the time it would take to keep digging. It's going to make a bigger mess because it's got a 1 foot minimum bucket width. So a ditch digger is literally just like a walk behind push mower. He can go down 36 inches. He can go from the pole, and the plan is to go from the pole at like a 45 kind of to the driveway. Then we're going to go straight down the driveway where all this wood is that we'll go ahead and move, and then straight down that way, getting the propane tank out of the way, going to the end of the driveway behind the RV, turning right, and then we'll go straight into the house. So I got to get the propane tank out of the way, and because it's lightweight, because there's nothing in it roughly, it's easy to move. So we're gonna do that now, and then we'll call him out and see when he can come out here. Probably won't be in this video because I don't know exactly how the ground's gonna work, especially because everything's starting to melt. It's getting a little bit warmer this week, and if I dig a 36-inch hole or 24 inches, whatever code is, it's just gonna completely fill with water. So gotta time it just right, actually. So I'm gonna move this tank, or see if I can. Seems to be pretty light. I can move it on the concrete blocks. We'll get it over here, and then that'll be one thing less to do, and we'll be ready for more electric. All right, everybody, welcome back to sunny Florida, or should I say my garage. So real quick, the other Hyperlight came in, and I went ahead and installed it kind of at the diagonal, so that way we can see what that corner looks like, which is the long side, or well, which any way you look at it. But I installed this one over here into this corner, so now we can fully see what, like going over here, if we had to do work where the electric panel is, and we can see just how much light there is, and it's not bad. I cast a shadow as I'm standing right here, so when we get the other light towards the front of the garage on the left side as I'm standing, that should help not cast shadows over here so much. And then of course in that corner over there, it looks pretty dark. So when we get the second or the fourth light up on this corner, which is front right, that will really help out. But just 2 lights in here, not bad. I mean, anybody else could totally live with just 2 lights if you put them, say, middle and middle down the center of the garage this way, because they cast plenty of light going side to side, which is the short leg. And where I've got them spaced out, it splits the garage into equal parts. So I think they're good. This is definitely, like I said, this is definitely fine. 2 more is really going to help out though, for me as a car guy. So I love it. They're perfect. I did go ahead and order the globes though, to go over them, because again, as I'm looking up there, that's definitely bothersome. Like that's better. And that globe is supposed to also help out with how the light gets put out. So like we've got some dark spots up in that corner over there. I think the globe will 360 it more out like that, instead of just shining it down at more of like an angle. But we'll see. They're on the way, along with 3 more. I'll return the 5th one to Amazon so I can get my $15 back, and just purchase them all from the manufacturer, where there was free shipping and like an $8 discount. I did get the tank moved, so now we can go ahead and cut that line in with the trench digger. I did end up using the tractor. It was just easier. Picked it up directly in the middle, had Aaron swing it around sideways, and now I can go ahead and call for some propane, because we are getting low. We're about 10%. So hopefully they come out here and fill us, but it is definitely warming up. It was almost 40 degrees today. All the snow's melting. It's been raining in here like crazy. The house on the back side of the house, I'm probably going to paper that tomorrow, because there was almost no snowfall in there, because that was the last roof to go up. So we only had 1 minor snow, and it's basically all melted. The garage still looks terrible, and the front of the house still looks terrible though, because it's had 2 or 3 snowfalls on it. But it shouldn't snow for like 4 more days. So lift is coming out tomorrow morning. We're gonna get that on, and hopefully get the paper on that whole side of the house. With the lift, I'll probably use it to kind of stand on and kind of shovel off off some of the snow. So maybe we can start getting paper up even further until the lift maxes out, because it can't get all the way up to the peak. But we should get the paper on. So we're finally going to be watered in or weatherproofed, whatever you want to call it. But I am going to wrap this video up here. We've got enough of the electric. We've got enough time in this video. You've guys seen what I've done with the lighting. So basically an electric and lighting video. As for the window install, my dad said he could come out this weekend maybe, and it's Monday right now. So I don't know if he can even come this weekend, and I don't want to keep delaying the video and then not having anything put out there. And we'll just make a video out of the window install. And since we'll only be doing the 4 in the garage, there are some stuff that we still have to do in the house. We've got the hurricane straps, the blocking, the air channels, again, the ice and water shield for the waterproofing. So we'll have a little bit more in the next video. So I'll go ahead and wrap this one up here again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, like and subscribe. If you guys have any personal questions for us, hit us up on NeckofTheWoods 2020 on Instagram, or just drop a comment below, and we'll go ahead and answer it. And you guys are doing great for us. I love the help. You guys answered great questions on the insulation on those internal gable end walls. I'm going to go with a little bit different than I thought. Somebody out there gave a excellent example. I'll go ahead and name drop you next time, because I don't remember your name right now. But when we go ahead and do the windows and all of the inside, I'm going to give you a big, huge shout out, because you had the best idea of how to insulate that. So stay tuned, stick around, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.